This is Jamal Lewis, Whyou TV. I'm the host that you love the most. Today we doing Life Path number 6. Okay, all right, because I don't have no extra music going on that part, so I was just pretending to do. Okay, all right, anyway. So Life Path number 6. Life Path number 6 are referred to as the responsible caregivers. They're the ones that love to give care. They love to give love. They love to help. They want to assist. They're also referred to in numerology sometimes as the celestial father or celestial mother because they tend to father or parent in any relationship that they're in. That's just kind of how they are. Life path number 6 also is usually in families. For all the readings I've done, I've usually found them to be either the youngest or the oldest in that family. And again, it's because that they've chosen to come into this karma of responsibility. And so typically as well, they're the ones that families or people might look to be the glue to hold things together. They're the ones that people in the family go to ask information on or wisdom or that kind of stuff. People tend to come to them for questions, and it's because they usually have a pretty good grasp on things. But at this and the flip side of that, they could also be very much perfectionist. And the reason is because they're mental numbers, and so as a result, they think of everything. Life Path 6 people are the people that you would find in a exam. They get 95 out of 100, but yet they're focused on the fact that shit, I only got 95. I had those 5. I know I could have got those 5 right. I should have studied harder. I should have done more, more prep work. And that's kind of how they are. They always want things to be perfect. And it's because they usually do set the standards pretty high. Life Path 6 is all about justice and bringing justice for people as well. So they're the type that if a person is being taken advantage of or somebody's trying to be unjust or unfair, that will raise the hair on their backs. If they don't have hair in their back, well, they'll get upset. Anyways, all right. I cracked myself up quite a bit, but I hope you like it because I do. Anyway, so some of the things that would describe a life path number 6 is generous, responsible, caring, controlling, and the reason why they do so is because typically they do put a lot of thought into situations. And so if you don't have a particular situation or a particular plan for something, believe you me, the 6 has looked into it and they got a plan for it. And if you don't have a plan for it, they're going to think their plan is the way that you should go do it, because 6s are, again, that parent. That's how parents are, right? Like, you got an idea, but theirs is the best, And sometimes they're not right, but a lot of times, like parents, they usually have a connectedness with the universe in terms of wisdom, and so they're usually pretty wise people. As a result, a lot of times they can go into perfectionism, which really, again, is a challenging or stumbling block for 6s. 6s, they're really big picture people, and so they have the ability, because of where they sit, to be able to see large picture projects and then bring them into manifestation. And usually if people aren't able to see a large picture project and see how to pull it into manifestation, 6s don't understand it. So if you're a 6 and you find that happening from time to time, try to remember to be patient with other people and be able to understand some of those kinds of things as well. Sometimes they can be bossy, as I mentioned before, because they're very, very strong personalities. They're not really suited for employment from people, because one of the sides of 6 is that 6s feel best with is when they're in control. If 6s are not in control, they're not comfortable, and they like to create, and so they don't like to follow other people's rules. 6s are people that is tough. You can't push them. You can't rush them. They don't like to be pushed or rushed. They like to do things in their own time, right? So if you listen to some of this stuff, it's like, yeah, these guys are awesome. They're loving, they're nurturing, they seek justice, but they could kind of be bossy and pushy assholes from time to time. It happens. I know personally, because I happen to be walking the same life path. All right. Let me think of what else. Very dependable. If a 6 tells you they're going to do something, believe in me, they're going to do it. If they flick, they're probably on the opposite side of that 6. But they're really about nurturing, and so they happen to have a natural knack with young kids, animals, and old people. For some reason, they get along well with those three people that feel that nourishment or that need help, because there are the caregivers of the zodiac, well, of the number system. And so that's what they like to do. They like to give care, they like to help, right? Sixes, sometimes they get taken advantage of a little bit because they're always willing to take on more. If you look at the shape of the number, it looks like that. And that six is also referred to as the pregnant, the pregnant one, right? So you got the individual who thinks he knows most of everything, which a lot of times they do, but not always. And then they take on everything else. So they want you to do the way they want you to do, right? But here's the shape of a six as well. Let me see if I can get a better shape of six. Like a six like that. No, six like. Anyways, you get the idea. Here's a six. Here's a six. That's a backward six, but check it out. It's like a little spring, right? You see a little spring action going on? So what does that mean? It means if you love a six, they'll love you back more. If you help them, they'll help you more. Whatever you do, they'll be willing to give 150% so long as you give 125%. But if you try to shortchange them and give them like 75% and expect them to give 150%, they know, because this has happened in their life, they will try to get at you. And I mean with a vengeance, because there's other things associated with sixes, but that's not numerology. That has nothing to do with numbers, right? But sixes, because of that personality, if they're not happy, they don't want no one else in the room will be either, because everyone else in the room will feel their strength, because they do have a presence. So that's on the negative side. But on the positive side, they use that same presence to be very attractive to people and pull people into them. And that's how sixes are very good at harmonizing, and they're usually very good at working with all the numbers in the scale, because they're a harmonic number, and try to bring things into balance. Right? So here is a couple strengths about sixes, and here's a couple of challenges sixes have. Michael Jackson was a six as well. As you could tell, he gave, I don't know what the guy did, but with the Never Never line, or whatever kind of line it was called, but he created it for kids. And people who are sixes are usually going to be amazing parents, because they love them, amazing children, because they're usually good with their parents, or older folk, especially when they get older. And as a result, they will always give, they will always help, they will always take care. And if you ever date a six, typically sixes end up dating people, sometimes people that need their help more than people that are best for them. And it's because that is their nature. They want to help people. If they're not helping a person, sometimes they don't feel useful. And so sixes can tend to go into some worry and anxiety if they don't feel useful, because they're not helping. So hopefully those are some characteristics about six that will help you to identify yourself, or see how that works in your life a little bit. Obviously with numbers is not precise 100%. That's why I love it. There's different numbers that fall into different places, and look through some of the other videos and you'll be able to find out some of those things and how they work, and I like how they come together and tell the stories. Right? So this is Jamal Lewis, Life Path number 6. I will see you soon. Guru, generally understanding the real you. That's what we have to do. Peace.